Alright everybody, welcome back to another extremely distinct audio version of Lost Odyssey. It's Chocolate Milk here, and we are just going to be finishing up the magic train site cave place. So, there's a few treasures that I missed in this area. This is where I kind of got sloppy because I was very concerned with just getting out of this area. I was very low on HP, on MP, and I also had been recording for a really long time. I think I recorded, like 47 through to this one all in a row. And so I kind of wanted to put the game down at this point. So if I miss things, we'll be going back in a backtracking episode for everything I might have missed, plus some other things that we can do once we finish up this area. So don't fall into the poison gas. Obviously, you have to be kind of careful on this part, because not only can the geysers shoot you up, but you can also fall and slide all the way down. Now when you get to this place here with the geysers, you're actually going to go to the right hand side first, and you're going to go into the water. Now I'm going to walk very slowly, so I've done the liberty of speeding this up a little bit. As you can see, I still walk slow when it's sped up. And then you're going to ram this big pillar, and then you're going to walk to the back of it very, very, very slowly, and you'll see that it knocked down a chest when you had rammed the pillar. So grab that, and then you can be on your way once again. I think I'm going to speed up this water part again, just because it takes way too long if I don't speed it up. It's tedious and boring to watch. So that's it. Then you can get out of here and take the path with the geysers on it. Make sure not to get knocked down when I have to walk through that water and be really slow all over again. Now when you get here, don't go to the block in the middle. It will actually carry you away all the way back to that place where you just knocked the pillar down. So you want to go all the way around. Although it seems kind of a pain in the ass, that darker block is kind of there to fool you. Oh boy, okay. Now, this next screen is the very last one. So, we're almost there. Very short area. Now, what you're going to want to do, for the love of God, I'm telling you right now, you want to save, because this boss battle will make you hate this game. Literally, you will just be like, this sucks. Why did the game do this? To start out with, you are gonna want groundus bombs, grounda bombs, ground bombs, whatever you can find, and that's why I had suggested it when we were at the Gotsa refugee camp. You want to pick up just, I don't know, 10 will be fine. 10 will probably suffice, but you want those bombs. If you don't have them, then you're gonna be pretty screwed, because this boss is total pain in the ass. You want to have white magic, black magic, and spirit magic as well. You're going to be doing a lot of buffing. You're probably going to be doing a lot of healing. And I would also suggest having a warm vest on somebody, which will teach you the ability, well, to not freeze. It will basically counteract freezing, and this boss can freeze you, so I would recommend having that on 2 characters. I'm going to put it on Ming because she's my strongest caster, and I'm going to put it on Mac because he's the person you're going to be depending on the most in this battle. Make sure you have full MP if at all possible, and make sure your HP is also topped up. Level 35, 36, 37, those are all fine. You'll be good in those situations. As long as you haven't been skipping a lot of battles, you'll be fine for this area. When you're ready, skip forward. This battle pains me. And look at that, they're actually frozen in ice, which is kind of weird. It's kind of one of those things you only see in movies, where people are actually frozen in ice and they're like not dead.
Don't panic. Everything's fine. Don't worry.
Down. I just can't hear it.
So you'll notice that the audio here is very, very distinct. it's about 10 seconds behind, so that's why I kind of talked over it, because you wouldn't be able to really hear it on time anyways. But here's our boss, who is huge and looks very intimidating. So like I said, you're gonna hate this game for this boss. When I first did this game, when I came to this boss, I was like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Because this boss basically has a magic shield up, and you can't do magical damage. So that is fantastic, because you have 4 casters, with Mac the only one who's able to do decent physical damage.
Whatever power is causing this awful cold.
And it's very, very annoying, which is why I suggested picking up those ground bombs. So to start out with, I'm going to start buffing. I'm going to put all shield for a physical barrier against physical attacks, and then I'm going to put up all barricade for magic. With Cook, I'm going to start casting Zephyra because it'll take 2 turns, and with Mac, I'm going to put on a Powerous on himself to make him more powerful. So you want to buff in this battle. I would suggest having Cook as your white mage, because that's what she specializes in. And then Mac and Cook are going to be probably your main people for this battle, because Mac is going to be doing about 90% of the damage, depending on how many ground bombs you have. I'm also going to just do a little bit of extra just to make sure Mac doesn't die. I'm going to put cover, which will put an extra additional shield on him. And now with Jansen, I'm going to start going in right away with the bombs, because we're good on HP right now. Don't have to worry. And with Mac, I'm going to do a combo attack, so he basically gets 2 attacks in 1 turn. It's a water creature, so you'll see that any type of ground attack will make the damage go up. Grounda bombs are probably best. They're the easiest to get a hold of. Grounda's bombs are going to do a lot of damage, but unfortunately we haven't found a lot of those in this area so far. The Absolute Zero attack will kind of send chills to your whole party members. You're surrounded by freezing cold air, and you'll freeze, which is why I put the warm vest on Ming and on Mac. Mac can still attack, and Ming is going to be able to cure the status effects. This battle is going to take you probably a long time. It has quite a bit of HP for 4 party members that are kind of struggling to do this boss battle. So it'll take you a long time, especially with Mac doing most of the damage, like I said. And with status effects on the side, healing, you're probably going to need to heal a lot, which will then take up turns when you could be using the ground bombs, etc., etc. At this point, the game gets a lot harder. I'm just going to tell you that now. Especially on disc 4. We haven't even gotten to disc 4 yet, but disc 4 throws everything at you, and this is the part of the game where you have to really start being careful and not kind of underestimating the game. Even starting out at level 50, at this part of the game, it's starting to kind of catch up with me a little bit. So I'm just going to tell you that now, especially with this boss battle, knowing that you cannot use magic is just a big F you. All Aqua is his big attack. He's got the Ice Spike, he's got Trample, he's got the Absolute Zero, and then he's got all Aqueous, which is going to hit your whole entire team for damage. It's not so much the problem that he's a heavy hitter. As long as you keep up with healing, you'll be totally fine. It's really not a big deal. It's the status effects that's a big deal, because you probably don't have 4 warm vests in your inventory at this point, and you would only be able to put it on 2 out of 4 characters anyway, even if Ming had it learned. and it's just not being able to use magic. That's the huge thing. So remember not to use magic, you'll regret it. I don't remember if it's an actual shield, like it takes 0 damage, or if it's just gonna counter. I did this video so long ago, so I actually don't remember. I'll just have to annotate that and put it in the description. But as you can see there, I defeated him, nobody died, and we did pretty good. So it takes a little bit of skill and knowing the boss, but it's not impossible, and in the very least. So the monster was the one that was causing the cold, I think, because as you can see, the ice melts.
Whoa, hey!
Are they okay?
Kyle, come on. Snap out of it. Come on, buddy. You're immortal, right?
Sarah.
Alright, Cook and Mac, bring them back to us, please. Although they're immortal, so that doesn't make any sense. But like I had said before, even if they're immortal, they could still technically die if their body experienced enough pain. It's a very complicated thing. But that is a big glowing light. That looks like it's good and healing. And apparently it is, because Kine comes back to life.
Kyle, you're back.
You're spitting in my face. I love how Kime's just like, get away from me, I just woke up, God.
Hey, I love you too, you big lug.
Sarah, are you gonna come back too? There you go. Yay! A happy ending, which we don't rarely ever get in this game. Sarah and Kime aren't dead. So that's good. They are indeed immortal.
Goodness. This time, you saved us. Oh, thank you for being so brave. Look, Mac.
And now we're reunited, so we're only missing Tolton, Seth, and Seth now. He can always get a job as an ice sculptor. What a dick.
Hey, you can always get a job as an ice sculptor. Kidding.
And then you get more of the actual movie part of the game, which I wish they had more of, because they look so realistic and awesome. And look who shows up. His ship is really creepy looking though. The Nautilus almost looks like it has a face, which is kind of weird. But hello, Seth, Sed, and Tolton. I'm glad you guys could show up to the party
Who is that guy?
with your new ship that we don't know about, and also your son, who we don't know about. Oh, and I guess also Tolton, who Kime, Sarah, Cook, and Mac have no idea about. So
Well, we've been kind of through hell and back. I mean,
they have a lot of catching up to do in between all of the party members.
The pendant that I returned to Ming. What? There's magic energy in it.
And look at that, Ming's pendant is not only covers her little thing on her chest that proves that she's the queen, but it's also a tracking device. So all well that ends well. It's looking like everything's kind of looking good here. We're all reunited. Everybody's alive, despite everything they've been through. We got a new ship, and we kind of know what's going on with Gongora. Obviously, Seth and Tolton will probably catch them up on that with the Grand Staff and everything. And again, you're gonna probably have to read the text for these scenes because it's so out of sync. And I'm sorry, I have no idea why that happened. I don't know how to fix it, and it hasn't happened yet again in any recording so far. So
Please, go easy on me.
In fact, back then, he hadn't even been born then. Wait a minute.
And with that being said, I guess that Ming is the last of the Immortals to get all of her memories back, as As a matter of fact, really, because I think Sarah has most of her memories in her diaries, even if she doesn't fully remember. Kyle pretty much remembered everything. Seth pretty much remembered everything from seeing her son, I think, is what triggered her to remember. And yeah, Ming had to unlock her own memories, so everything's slowly starting to come together. And I put the little flowers on Jansen this time.
Daredevil?
Yeah, real macho man. What?
Who does your hair? Awkward question. Don't get all up in my face.
Yeah.
It's okay. He's been abandoned by Gongora.
So we have a full party. These are all the party members that we get, and guys, we are changing over to the final disc. Next time when we come back in Lost Odyssey, we are going to be going to disc 4, and this game is slowly coming to an end. So thank you all so much for watching, and I will be seeing you all later.